Can you hear me? Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can
okay.
hear you.
Okay.
Welcome to Take Two Radio. We are pleased to bring you interviews with people in the entertainment and music industry, discussions and recaps of the 4 remaining daytime soaps. That's The Bold and the Beautiful, The Young and the Restless, General Hospital, and Days of Our Lives, as well as various other shows. For upcoming and previous shows, check take2radio.com. That's with the number 2. And you can find us on Blog Talk Radio, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and other streaming apps. Follow us on social media at Take Two Radio, and thanks for listening.
Hey, good evening, everybody, and this is David for Take Two Radio Soaps and Review. And with me tonight I have Carolyn, Anthony, and Candice, and we're waiting on Casey. Hi, guys.
Good evening.
Mwah.
And
Hello.
tonight we get to talk to actress, producer, and a little more surprises for Broken at Love star, Karolina Sivas. Let's give her a big hand.
Woo! Hello.
Welcome, Carolina.
She's here already. Carolina, come on
Hey!
now. How are you guys?
Good.
Good,
There's
good.
our girl.
It's been way too long.
It has
Right.
been,
Yeah, it
and we are
has.
so happy to have you here.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, we're waiting for one more, and I don't know if he has shown up yet. He's not showing up.
You know what, David?
Hopefully
Since
he'll
we've
show had
had Carolina on before, we can skip the what got you into acting and stuff like that. See our previous interview with her. Why don't we go
in with our questions? I'm gonna start you off, and there is a surprise. I don't know if you know this, but this came from. First off, I was Pam and I were on Instagram, and we noticed that dress you had on at the Emmys.
Oh, thank you.
How many times did you have to go through to make that choice?
That dress was a vintage Betsy Johnson dress, and if you guys ever pay attention to what I wear on the show, like 90% of it is just Betsy Johnson dresses I've collected over the years because I'm obsessed with her, and everything she makes really helps fit. Like when I'm only 5'3", so I didn't have to alter it or anything. Like it just fit me, and I tried 2 other dresses of hers, and I didn't know if I wanted to. I've never worn a long dress to anything before, so I really wanted to go long, so my other options were shorter. So that's kind of how I picked that one. And I thought black was a good color because, you know, I'm not like, you know, the star of the evening or anything. I thought it was a nice subtle, and it was really comfortable. I was surprised how comfortable it was.
Oh, that.
Did you immediately feel a boost of sexiness being in that sculpted, beautiful dress?
I will say once I got hair and makeup done, I definitely did. When I tried it on originally, I was like, okay, I need to see the whole look. But yeah, because I mean, her stuff fits perfectly for me, and I always fear like I'm at height, or you know, or it'd be like I'd have to alter it, and that's not my area of expertise. So I just was like, oh, it fits perfectly. I love it. I'm going with it. And so.
Girl, it was a very good choice.
Thank you. I know I got a lot of comments on it. In my purse, which I don't know if the pictures really showed, it was an ice cream sundae from her. It was like a Betsy Johnson kitsch ice cream sundae purse, and it was so cute.
I was wondering what that was. Okay.
It's an ice cream sundae. I'll try to put a better picture of it. I'll put a better picture of it on Instagram, and then you guys can tell. I didn't know how to hold it to make it look right in the picture. But, yeah, it's an ice cream sundae. It was really cute.
Well, it looks spectacular.
So from reading your Instagram, I see you were a judge.
I was, and I can't tell you guys.
So tell us about your
obviously.
experiences and leave nothing out.
Well, I can't tell you what I judged, but just assume that I judge whatever I would know the best about, I think would be the obvious thing there. But yeah, they asked me to be a judge. I wanted to submit Broken at Love, and I felt like I wanted to wait until I had more episodes come out, because I'm pretty new to all of the digital aspect of the Emmys, and so I really wanted to be involved. And then I thought, I saw how elaborate the whole the reels are and everything you gotta do, and I thought, I think my new material that I've been working on is the strongest I've done yet, so I was like, I'm gonna wait till next year. But I had started the application process, and then I stopped, and then they got in touch with me, and before I knew it, I was a judge, and I watched so many hours of things. It was so much fun. I enjoyed every minute of it, and I think the process in which the judging happens reminded me of a lot of like just any other kind of competition. To me it seemed really fair and accurate, and you had to sit through everything. You couldn't just like vote without watching every second of whatever it was you were supposed to watch, and I loved it, and it got me watching things I haven't seen in a long time, and I loved the whole thing. I had so much fun doing it. It was like a quiet, like alone time, getting to just watch all this stuff, and it was pretty inspiring. Everything was really great.
Oh,
cool.
I'm so glad you had such a good time. So
I liked it.
So, what was the biggest surprise you experienced at this week's Emmy Awards?
How flawlessly that show ran. I don't know. I know that I heard there was some sort of like glitches with the streaming, but I mean, when you were there, it was perfect. Like they didn't skip a beat on anything, and it was the smoothest. I assumed that it was gonna feel long, knowing it was an award show. The 3 hours went by very fast, and I was amazed by how star-studded that event actually is. I know there's like this thing that it's not on TV. I don't understand why it's not on TV after seeing just like morning show people alone, cooking show people alone. Like, I mean, there's some really legitimate people. And Amy Poehler came out, which was like very, very fun, because they kept saying there was going to be this surprise guest to give Judge Judy her award. And I brought my mom with me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I brought my mom with me to the event, and so when I read her the little press release. So for 3 days, every time she heard somebody was in town, she goes, "Are they presenting Judge Judy with the award?" Like she was guessing Oprah, Jimmy Fallon, like anyone that seemed like they were in town. So when Amy Poehler came out, we were not disappointed, because I love Amy Poehler, and I thought that was a clever choice. And plus, they didn't just hype it and then it was like nothing. That's what they kept saying was going to happen. They were going to hype it, and then it was like nobody. Like, I'm like, who's this? But no, that was a cool part of it too.
And now it's all over social media that they're best friends.
No,
yeah.
She was a real fan. You could tell by the way she was talking.
Yes.
I liked all the jokes about Judge Wapner.
Yeah. So when we last left Vivienne, she was trying to start over with Jameson.
Yeah.
Do you see her repeating the same process like she did with a tennis pro, or do you think she's going to try something different and be daring?
With Jameson or with somebody else?
Either.
If it's based solely on me, I've repeated, but I usually jump shit before, like, I notice it fast enough. So like I had an experience like over a year ago that was very similar. Like, I was mimicking similar patterns like Vivienne would do. I'm probably gonna write about it. I haven't decided yet. But I knew well enough to jump ship early. I saw the bad signs early enough. But Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of different options that I've been going with. Jameson's story is not done. I know we left Jameson at that event, and we did already shoot some stuff with Jameson that hasn't aired yet, and we just I really like that story. I like the idea of some newer stories in there too. But yeah, I mean, I try. Like, I'm always in, like, this battle of how much do I just keep it, like, what's really happening in my life and how much do I make up stuff. And I haven't really made up too much at this point. So it's like I'm at that point where I'm like, do I make up stuff that I think would be more Emmy-worthy and, like, stuff that's more soapy, or do I just keep telling my story? So I'm currently just telling my story. I think it's pretty interesting, well, at least my story from a few years ago. But yeah, so I mean, I'm going to explore, I think, both options, and I also kind of want to explore a little bit. There's in the storyline, I think, as we all know, there's a gap between season 2 and season 3. So episode 15 and episode 16, there's this huge gap in it from when she was trying to make season 1 to then her making season 3, and I kind of want to fill that in too. So I feel like I don't shortchange you guys, and you can see what got her to this Jameson point to where, like, she's kind of making similar mistakes, or that she's taking this Jameson stuff. So, like, why this is affecting her, I think if you knew a little bit more about the past in between, it might be helpful. So I've actually written some stuff about what happened in between that I thought was interesting. And the fun stuff about that is that stuff is real, and that stuff is really, like, stuff that happened when I was filming. And so just trying to decide, like, how much of it to include or what to include, because I always say that when I made the idea to make the show within a show for season 3, it was because I think that off camera is more dramatic than on camera. So I'm trying my best to kind of make you guys get to experience some of it, because sometimes, as I think you guys could tell from, well, the Jameson storyline, but also episode 15, is that I feel like off camera and just the making of it was not just like roses. It was definitely dramatic, especially since she was heartbroken from the Holden story going into it. So I think there's a lot there, and I'm trying to make sure I say everything I can and end the season as high as possible.
Okay. Thank you, Carolyn.
Oh, ready for my questions? Okay.
Yes.
Hi, Carolina. How are you?
Hi.
Yeah,
I'm glad to have you.
Glad to have you back. Yeah, we've been tweeting out like crazy. Can you tell us if you feel the success of Broken at Love is because you have total control over the project? You're the lead actress, director, producer. You're involved with the casting.
I think it would be helpful if there was, like, another hand involved, so I don't have to do all of it. But I do think by having that much control, I was able to share my own identity and abilities and stuff with all of you guys really authentically, because there was no middleman. So I do think that it helps how involved I've been, because it's like, this is really authentically me and my show, and I like that I have that kind of control over it all. And who's in it? I think I always say this, but it's like I get to pick who I act with, and that's, I feel like, also helps everything.
Well, because it is basically your story. You know how to pick the people that you feel are going to portray the parts the way that you want it done. So.
And that's why I direct so many of them too, because it's just, we've had some great guest directors, and we've had some that didn't work, that didn't make it to air. And I think because directing it, I've become more comfortable doing it, just because it's like a lot of times I know what I need the actor to do, and I'm getting better at, communicating that to get the story to be told how I see it should be, which I think is pretty important for like the director aspect.
Yeah, very good. My second question, this is quite an accomplishment for a web series. You're going into the 4th season, correct?
Well, we're finishing 3rd because I'm not going to just leave you guys with 4 episodes. So we're going to finish the 3rd, but I mean, I was very inspired over the weekend to see, you know, what Kevin did with After Forever, and just really to see how successful, you know, how successful this world can be as far as getting your stories out. So, you know, I never know.
Now, are you finding it more difficult to come up with a storyline going into the 4th season? You just said that it's kind of your life, but are you finding you have to change it up a bit?
I feel like I'm going to have to, only because I have several stories left for season 3 that, you know, are real and happen to me. But I feel like, you know, I always say this, but I'm like, I think the Holden Vivienne story was the story. It was a story that I meant to tell. It was a story that I was felt compelled to tell. And then when the Jameson story entered, I felt that was equivalent to the Holden story. But I feel that when I'm not in a sad place, and so I'm not like down or crying about anybody or like having those. So now I'm kind of just, I feel like I know how to write stuff, and I can just write stuff. And so it's kind of, I want it to still be authentic, and I'm trying to just still have interesting experiences, but I want to play more like, just even the other day I just came up with this thought, and I'm like, this didn't ever happen to me, but I said to myself, but I was like, this would be a great opening scene if somebody actually said or did this to Vivienne. I was like, this would go great because I think it works, and that never happened to me, whatever the thought was that I had, but I was like, I think it'd be a good scene. So I kind of probably want to go more in that direction. But again, I think the authentic stuff I'm trying to stick with, things that you guys, you know, it's unique to my own story.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that I like the concept of explaining later on the Jameson and why you did what you did and you don't do it. And I like that concept, kind of bringing him back in and why and explaining. Are you finding it's cathartic for you?
Because I'm not I like the real Jameson storyline that it stemmed from is something so in the past for me that I feel like now I write Jameson stuff because I like the storyline, like working with the actor who plays Jameson. I just like everything in New York. I just like that whole thing. So for me, I feel like I write it for fun, and the Jameson stuff is for fun now. But yeah, it's not that therapeutic anymore, because I feel like when I wrote it the first time or when I write it at the moment, I feel like I get it out by the time we get to set. I would say the last time anything was very therapeutic for me was when we filmed the last episode that's aired so far, when we filmed at the cutting room in New York, and we recreated what actually did happen to me, where somebody was drunk and blocked the door, that whole experience. When we recreated it, I remember feeling like a weight was lifted off of me, and that was probably the last time I really felt like something was therapeutic. Other than that, I think now writing is fun, so it's not much more than that.
That's great. Well, it's all working good for you. We're
Thank
very proud of you.
Thank you. Working hard on this episode for you guys.
Who's next in the lineup, David?
Anthony.
David?
Oh, hey, Carol. Yeah. So one of my questions was somewhat covered. So I'm gonna fly by the seat of my pants here and ask something that I was kind of curious about. I kind of view Vivienne as the tiny girl playing the tuba about a beat and a half behind. You know, do you, when you view it back, you know, do you get that oh my God, I didn't think it would translate as good as it did. I didn't think, because it really, the character really resonates in her little girl carrying a big tuba. And it's, do you feel that when you watch it back?
I think when I first made it, I had a great fear of whether or not people would like her. And that was like, and then once I let that go and just thought I would let her be vulnerable. And I kind of I like to think that I play her and I write her to be slightly more clueless than I ever was. I do think I'm very idealistic. I still think I am. I like being that way. I like trying to be hopeful about everything, but I definitely feel like the character is a lot more idealistic than I am. I exaggerate it for the purpose of getting more of a story, to have her in more of a vulnerable position, and I think maybe that made her connect with people and made it work, because I was so worried, because I thought if I'm going to go out there, because that's why I didn't tell people like this is based on me or inspired by me, because I was worried like if I say that and people don't find her relatable or don't connect with the experience, then it's just going to backfire on my face. And so I felt like it was risky, but yeah, I mean, I'm glad that it works. And I really like playing it. And there was a period of time where I didn't, because I felt like, I'm just so sick of playing anything. But it's not me anymore. I feel like I'm reliving things and doing things through her. I consider Vivienne separate, and I think that's probably what's working, or why I can still do it or still write it. Because if I just wrote it, I don't write it as me. I don't say, oh, this happened to me, let me write it as me. I write, if Vivienne is now back in this situation, what would she do? And I think her responses are slightly different. I like to think I'm a little tougher than her, so I'm trying to put that in her.
Well, from a fan perspective, I think a lot of us would definitely like to see a little bit more of the backstory with Jameson. I'm gonna jump topics and ask a very fan question. If you, taking yourself out of the web series, if you could play any character from anything, book, movie, television show, what's your dream role?
Dream role? I've said this before, like since I entered theater school, I got to see the play in New York off Broadway, but I love Tennessee Williams stuff, and I love Summer and Smoke. And if Summer and Smoke was ever made into another movie, because I think the first movie wasn't like a streetcar or anything, I've always wanted to play Alma in Summer and Smoke. I don't look Southern. I probably could do an accent, but if we take all that away, the story is so good and it's so emotional. It's kind of in my wheelhouse of like the girl pining for the guy and the guy's the bad boy, good girl kind of concept. But it's like I watched the play and it was like this intimate theater and I like sobbed during it. Like it was so good, and I just feel like I've loved that play since I was 17. It was one of the things I used to read all the time over and over again, and I would love to play that part somewhere, somehow. That's like my favorite part ever. And I recommend you all read it. It's such a good play.
Yeah, it's a very good play, actually. Before I throw it over to Candice, can I ask you what your biggest fan moment at the Emmys was?
Well, I mean, there were several, but Alex Trebek did pass right in front of me, like, while he was leaving, like, the red carpet, and I felt like that was such, like, a sentiment. He was, like, really sweet to everyone, and and he looked so good, and you just know what he's going through, so I felt like that was like, a moment I'll remember, and, but there was, like, a lot. Like, it was one of those things where I thought I was going to go there and be like, oh, I'm going to try to take selfies with everyone, although I don't know how to take a selfie if my life depended on it, but I figured someone will. I'll take a picture with everybody. But then it was just more like, it was just such, like, a grown-up seeming event. I didn't want to be like that fangirl, so it was just, I'd like to just watch everyone, and it was just, you guys know, I grew up watching soaps, and I started watching them again here and there more recently. I particularly been watching the CBS ones because those are the ones that I watched later on in life, and I used to watch Days and stuff when I was younger. And so it was kind of cool to see everyone. I've seen some of them before, which I thought was kind of surreal to see soap stars before, and then like I've seen people more than once at this point because of all the mix between web soaps and regular soaps. But it was really cool to see them. And yeah, I mean, I thought that was pretty neat. But yeah, the talk shows, but also yeah, the Alex Trebek thing just passed right in front of me, and I was just like, you know, was very, very kind to everyone around, and I thought that was a nice moment.
Thank you for sharing that. That was nice. Candice?
Thank you very much for sharing it.
Hey. You ready? Hey, girl. Okay.
I look at all
Couple
your
of
tweets
things.
too.
I know. You know, right? You know, I gotta pimp out the show. You know, I gotta pimp your show out. I'm helping other people. I'm educating people about digital drama.
I read your stuff to know what's going on in the soap.
Oh, thank you. Wow.
I do.
See, I thought it was just me talking to myself all the time.
No, I watch it. Yeah. I watch your little live videos. I do.
Thank you. Now I feel a little appreciated. So, okay, real quick.
Yeah.
Keep telling your, three things. Okay, so we're broken it up, right? Mm-hmm. Keep telling your story because you're actually connecting to us fans. Because we all know a Vivienne. We know, look, I am one, okay, who sometimes make a repeat mistake. And sometimes you have to watch somebody else go through it and have that alternate moment where it's like, gee, I wonder if this character's going to do what I did, or maybe I should do what this character did, you know, for another time. So don't do anything different. We love it just the way it is.
Okay.
Okay? All right,
yes.
2.
Got it.
Now we got my questions. So it is, and I'm a proud teacher, so it's Teacher Appreciation Week. Woo! Shout out to all the teachers. So my question for you is who was your favorite teacher or teachers and why?
This is like the easiest question I've gotten all day. When I was 14 years old, I did a program in high school called Forensics, which is public speaking. So you write a speech and you perform it in these competitions on the weekends. And I had the most amazing coach ever. His name was Don O'Berty. And to this day, I'm actually going to meet with him probably next week, and I'm going to talk to him tomorrow. He reads my scripts. He gives me notes. He's been my number one fan. He's in the thank you credits now because he didn't want any credit, and I was like, no, you're going to see your name on there. He is a coach for life. He is the kindest man. He retired a year after. He had some health complications and retired a year after the first year I met him. And he came back to my senior year when I got to Valley Champions, and he watched me at my state tournament give a speech, and like he's the greatest teacher I've ever had. And we connected back up again. We connected when I was in college. I mean, I've been in touch with him, but then I worked on the show for a little bit and then got back in touch with him. And so he's watched all the episodes a million times, but yeah, he's now the person I go to read my scripts. And if he says yes, then I go with him. And that's kind of been my process for the last couple of years. And it's working. Wow. And he's so nice. And I'm so lucky to have him because he'll just listen to me vent for 2 hours about anything. I can call him on anything and be like, well, this is what happened on set, or what do you think I should do about this? Or I had this life experience. What would you? And he's a good screenwriter himself. So yeah, he's my favorite. And I'm just so happy he's involved and that his health is doing well and that I get to have him a part of this. He's so technologically unsavvy that I have to burn the episodes on DVDs for him because he does not own anything but a flip phone. So I'm like, he's hurting my view count because if he watched it, it would be like ridiculous. But yeah, he'll analyze everything. One time, one time he told me, he was like, I think you messed up a take. I think the same person walked back twice. I was like, what are you looking at? No one's going to look at these things. What are you studying frame by frame? And he's like, he's got such a good eye for everything. And so, yeah, that's by far my favorite. I had a lot of good ones at USC. I had one who pretty much got me to get all the permits when I started doing Broken at Love, and unfortunately he passed away when a couple years ago unexpectedly, but he was really great with helping me. His name was Paul Backer, and he was really great with helping me just do the independent filmmaking, because I did the acting program at USC, and they didn't give you the kind of advantage that the cinema school got, so he kind of got it for me by being like my mentor for stuff, and so he was awesome too.
Aww. It's like the best when, after, because they always say, teach, the one thing, because I teach children, and the best thing is that, sometimes teachers think, oh, well, they're going to go on and they won't remember us. They won't, they're going to have so many other teachers, but you never know, speaking from a teacher's point of view, you never know who you touch. Mm-hmm. When they grow up, and then when they grow up and they come back and they're like, hey, because of my, I say you, the teacher, you helped me with my success. Thank you so much. And you're going to be a part of it. And that's the best. For some reason, I always cried those stories. I don't know. I'm such a softie, because even growing up with my teachers, little side note, I always told my teachers that I wanted to be a part of this community, whether it was doing a soap talk show or being on the soap. And two of my teachers always told me, well, if you really have the passion for it, go for it. And I think that's the best, when you have one or two people to believe in your dreams, because some people, people will be just like, okay, keep dreaming, maybe it'll come true, but maybe you should do this. And, just to have that support group, who taught you the math and reading, and then to help you with your web series, and it's a beautiful thing. So, okay, now I guess you kind of answered this question, but what was your favorite subject in school?
I had a lot of them. I liked everything but science. I hated science. So I was really good at math. I liked history. I love writing, obviously. I always did a theater type of class, but I hate science, and I only had to do it once in college, and I'm very anti-dissection and anti all the cruel aspects that happen when we're trying to do a typical high school science class. So yeah, it was, very quick story I'll say is when I was 15 years old, I took a biology class and I refused to dissect, and the teacher attempted to kick my straight A student self out of his class because I wouldn't do it. So, so it's and then of course I won, and it didn't matter, but I was in the right. But I was in the right. That's all that matters. But the point was so after that was the only really bad experience, and then I was like, I don't like science. So ever since then, I hated science. But I like everything else. I was a good student. I love school stuff.
Don't
you like
don't
to
feel
learn.
bad. Sorry. Yeah, she likes the life lessons. There you go. Mm-hmm. Life lessons. Yep. Don't feel bad about the frog
all over
either.
the frog, so don't feel too bad, honey.
I have a couple questions for you guys,
too.
just as I'm making the rest of Broken at Love, and I want to do my best to serve you guys. So can I ask you a couple?
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah.
You want to ask?
They're simple little technical questions, but in your opinion, because I have been debating, I've written different versions. What do you find to be the length you would like in these episodes? I've tried 10. I've tried 20. What would be most satisfying for you guys when I put an episode together? The amount of time you want to spend on it. Anybody?
Jeez.
Is there a preference?
15 is good.
I don't want to feel like you're shortchanged if I go little.
No.
10 left.
How much?
10 left me wanting more.
Okay.
20.
Yeah, more.
Somewhere
20.
closer to 20. 10 left me wanting more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm watching a series called Bonding right now that basically clocks in at about 17 minutes each show, and it seems to be perfect. And I think your show would go good, anywhere from 17 to 20. I liked the more episodes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you like 17 to 20?
17 to 20. Yeah.
17 to 20.
Right,
I was gonna say that too. Because you get more. You get more of the story, but not too much where it's like, okay, you just told the whole story. So the next episode is like, okay, you want enough so that way people can tune in for the next episode and be like, oh,
exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So
yeah, no more than 20. Because 20
like
seems
17 to 20.
on the head.
And my other question, mainly because time, I always wonder because I felt like 10 was too little, and I don't want to do 10. But my other question was, because one of you brought it up, and I thought it was interesting. You said that you wanted to know more of Jameson and Vivienne's backstory. Can you elaborate what you mean? Because I want to make sure I address it. I was like, what do you want to know? Like her backstory on hating him from television? Do you want to know that?
Yeah, like a prequel of it. Like you can do a prequel of the whole story. So that way it can still play during, like you could actually do this. Okay. Thought about this. I was thinking about this too today. I was like, okay, before the rest of the remaining episodes, you can have like maybe two, maybe one or two episodes, just like the whole backstory. You can have President Vivienne saying, I was thinking about it the other day, and just have like a flashback, and it'd be like a prequel of everything that happened in between. So that way the viewers can know. And, and we can go forward because it'll be like, oh, okay, that's why, okay. Now we're getting into the present episode. And, so like two episodes for a prequel. Yep.
Okay,
right.
Got it.
Can I throw in one little suggestion?
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
I'd love to see a fantasy versus reality scene of, when she kind of
I love doing those.
Yeah, when she kind of was giving into, not love hate, but, feeling for him, hating him, you know, how she would have wanted it to happen, how it really happened. You know what I mean?
I love those.
Yeah.
That's I never know if you guys like that or not. We've done a couple of those
Yes.
in the past, and I never fully went with it. Okay. Man, you guys are awesome.
Call us
I've
up.
already got too many ideas now.
Yeah, you need to call us up. We'll tell you.
Like,
Yeah.
You don't understand. I'm so much in my head, and then sometimes I feel like I've told stuff or I didn't tell stuff because, I lived it. And so I'm glad you guys like the Jameson storyline. Last thing I'll say on that is I had a completely different season 3 written. I think I might have said that last time. I had a totally different season 3 written, and then this story happened to me, and I threw the season 3 I had written in the trash. I'm bringing some of it back so you guys get some more backstory. But I threw it away.
Right. And
then I said to myself, I was like, I'm going to tell this instead, which is why it took so long, because then I ended up writing this and ended up having to cast it and all that sort of stuff. And I was just like, I'm so happy that you guys like it, because I do feel like it shows, like we were talking about, a lot of similar mistakes that she's making, again, but with a guy who is technically different than Holden, not an athlete, not all that stuff, but
yeah.
Good to know. Okay, I like that.
Yep.
I'm glad I asked questions.
Because we've all been there. We've all been there. It's like a dream and a fantasy, and then it just goes bad, and you wonder why. How did I get myself into this?
I mean, I do that regularly. I'll do that like in the moment of something myself. I'll be like, this is how I thought it was going to play out, and I was like, well, this is going well.
Mm-hmm. And then bam, reality check. Like, what? Wait, huh? Like, this isn't what's supposed to have been like. This is supposed to have been, my life was supposed to go like this, not like that. Like, he was supposed to love me, not love her.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. You know, I fantasize every night before I fall asleep. Sometimes it's, you know, recreating a conversation or an argument, a moment throughout that happened throughout the day. But a lot of times, I do a lot of reading, and a lot of times, you know, it will carry over into I become like a secondary character in whatever I'm reading, and I'm a writer at heart. I rewrite what, you know, the way I would have played out certain scenes in the book, et cetera, et cetera. And your series feels like that to a certain extent. It feels like the regular person, the regular us, but put in these situations, and like, oops, yeah. Like Candice said, keep doing what you're doing, but definitely, I think most of us would like to see a little bit more. You know, what happens, how it happens, and definitely a little bit more.
That's what I wanted to hear. I'm so glad that's how you guys feel. And now I'm more inspired than I was 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so fully developed as a character that there's definitely enough. There has to be enough story, even if you don't write based on yourself anymore. There's definitely enough of her in the episodes we have already for season 4. So if you're debating, you've got my vote. You've obviously got Carolyn's vote, and I think you got Candice's vote. So
pretty much.
Yep. I think we're gonna hashtag vote for season 4.
Yeah.
And 5 and 6
I
and 7.
like that you. I mean, it's always so flattering to hear people understand what I was trying to do, because this is, you know, it's such like an isolated thing when you're writing these, and then when you're editing them and filming them, you don't know, especially from an audience that appreciates like this kind of content. It means a lot to me, so I appreciate it.
No problem.
Can you tell remind our listeners where they can give you direct feedback, where they can see the show, and how they can, you know, let you know what they're thinking and feeling?
Well, you can watch it on brokenatlovetheseries.com or youtube.com/brokenatlove, and then you can tweet me at brokenatlove, and we're also on Instagram at brokenatlovetheseries and Facebook at brokenatlove. I think that's all of them. But it's all on brokenatlovetheseries.com. If you go there, it's a link to everything, including an email contact if you have something more, you know, important than a tweet will allow to send. You can do that too.
Yeah. Do you have time to go in and check the comments that the fans are making, and do they give you any?
I read everything.
Oh, okay. So you know that you're getting excellent feedback.
Yeah, no, I wish I was one of those people who'd be like, oh no, I don't read stuff, I don't look stuff up. I was like, no, if you know Vivienne, I look everything. I'm on top of all of that. I don't know if I'll ever break that habit, but no, I read everything.
Very good.
Oh,
that's important.
Important.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad you decided to rejoin us again, and when season 4 comes out,
and I will do so when I've got my episodes for you guys.
Please come back.
Sneak peeks for everybody. Just
before you go,
I'll send the links early to you guys.
I'll ask the Soapy Thing question. What are you intrigued? You said you're watching CBS a little bit more now. What really hit you when you tuned back in? What really got you to go in the next day, the day after that? What storyline is resonating with you?
I've been, ironically, I will say, secret guilty pleasure is I have been, like, if I have like a long, stressful, or just like a very busy day, I will go to the CBS app and just watch one of the soap episodes. I don't even know where I'm at the story, but I'll just watch one or two, and I find it very relaxing before bed watching something like that. And I really liked Young and the Restless, and I feel like last time I watched it consistently, I was in college, and it was because I got to do like a bit part, and I got to see the set and be there and stuff, and so I kind of feel like I still know all these characters and all of these people because I was watching it every day when I was at school, and and so it was I just liked joining back in on that, and I think the women on that show, I really don't know how they didn't get nominated. I just think the women on that show are very talented, and so I've been enjoying watching that. I'm curious what you guys thought. Okay, this is how far behind I was, but I'm curious what your guys' opinion. This might be like too elaborate or controversial. What was your opinion on the abuse storyline that everyone seemed to hate?
Oh, please let me go first. Please let me go first.
Go ahead, girl. You got Candice.
You have to start.
Okay. So, all right. So, anybody who knows, okay, first and foremost, I give credit to the beginning part of the domestic storyline because on a lot of soaps, it seems they're afraid to tell a real story like that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, even though it was a character JT, which everybody was like, "Oh, he's such a good character," but in all honesty, he was a complex. Well, JT was, your dewy-eyed teenage heartthrob that played the guitar, and everybody's, all the girls go, "Oh, it's JT.
Oh no, okay.
He's so dreamy." Yeah, okay, he had that going for him, right? But the thing is that he left the show for a few years, so when he came back, everybody just assumed that he was the same character. But as we all know in real life, an abuser could be a teacher that teaches your kids all the time. It could be the police department. It doesn't have to be a perfectly good stranger. So with the character of JT, and then you have the character of Victoria Newman, who is, the Victor Newman's daughter, to go through that journey was interesting. The acting with Amelia and Thad was great. They fell apart when they fell apart when they tried to do the Pretty Little Liars, Big Town Lies or something like that, where it became it became too campy, too soapy, and it just kind of fell apart, and it took away the message. Like that. Now this storyline was quote unquote, and I'm sorry, Young and the Restless, I love you, but it became a joke because it went every which way, but staying true to the story that was being told. And of course, and I said this, and I know people came after me, but I feel as though there was too many hands in this pot that was trying to stir because they were trying to tell a story, but of course, some fans are uncomfortable when social issues come to soap. So it was good, and then it got so it was kind of a mixed thing. So
I didn't see a lot of it, but I think I would want to say I saw the more beginning part because I saw the parts where she was more shocked about, it happening. Yeah, right. But I really liked their acting. I thought their acting and what I did was really good. But I know it's a touchy subject. How do you guys feel about, I'll just separate one last note on soaps. How do you guys feel, since it was such a big winner on the Emmys, of the Alzheimer's storyline on General Hospital being like the star storyline?
Okay, I'm going to go first on this one.
Go ahead,
The Young and the Restless did their version of it, and they did a phenomenal job.
Yes, they did.
I think General Hospital has lagged behind in so many story ideas, except this one. They really hit all of the beats. I think that they could have spent a little bit more time on it because when we saw the confusion, the new girlfriend who was married to someone else, the son having to deal with the family crumbling, they hit every beat, but they didn't spend enough time on the beats. But the acting was superb. The writing was great. That's the one shining storyline for General Hospital this year. Absolutely.
It definitely felt very real, and I think probably most people, I know I do, know somebody who has had dementia or Alzheimer's, and I feel like if you know or experience it even once, I just feel like you just feel it, Yeah.
Yes.
I know a little bit more than last time.
Girl, see, you study in the soaps. I'm proud of you.
Girl, you have to come back when you have a few more episodes.
We may have a new crew member.
Right?
You're all behind. Let me catch up.
Okay. the next time you come, you're gonna be all like, so what did y'all think about this on the Young and the Restless in General Hospital? And we'll be like, oh, okay, she really was watching.
Okay, I'll ask one more then. One more. What do we think of? Since this is more recent. What do we think of Summer, Lola, Kyle? What his name is? What do we think of that?
Okay.
Go ahead, Candice. But I gotta weigh in too. Go ahead, girl.
All right.
Go ahead.
It is messy. Okay, it's messy. It's entertaining. I love it. We have not had a messy triangle on soaps in a very long time where you have really good pairings and potential with both of them. Like, with Summer and Kyle, they have the history because, well, she's a Newman, he's an Abbott. She's a Newman, he's an Abbott. So, of course, you have that layer. But then you have Kyle and Lola, and I know a lot of people don't like Lola, but Lola brings her own flavor to the show where you're rooting for Lola and Kyle because she's not the rich girl. She's not the I got money, and Kyle needs that in his life. But Summer and Kyle, that's iconic. So that is this. Oh my God, I love this because
that
scene
on
Monday.
That's historic.
That scene where he was trying to break up with her when she was, it's like the whole episode was just her that was such a good scene.
It was because you knew going into this what was at stake. You know that Kyle was trying to do the right thing, be Dudley Do Right. We knew that. But at the same time, you're messing with Summer Newman. You know darn good well you're going to get burned somehow, some way. If it's not from her father, it's going to be from her mother. If it's not going to be from her mother, it's going to be from Victor Newman. Like, oh my God, I love the storyline.
The only thing I can add to that is there have not been enough Cads in recent soap history. And the way they write him, the way he plays it brings me back to the 80s of, the iconic Cad the Cad, but it brings me back to the 80s of
Jack.
Yeah, Briscoe, Jack, all those iconic kind of like players that there's the good boy in them, but they can't help still being, a little bad. And it's so hot.
Mischievous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So good.
We like you. You need to come back.
You need to come back.
Yeah, good questions.
Yeah. Good questions.
Oh man. Now I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be tweeting you later too. I'm gonna be like, so Summer, Kyle, okay, let's talk.
I'm like a week behind on them, but because I've been everywhere.
I'm not gonna tell you what happened so far this week.
I know
but
there's a New York thing. They go to New York.
Right.
I'm supposed to go to New York. But I'm not there yet.
Okay. Then don't watch Periscope. Don't watch my Periscope then. Okay. I'll tweet you. Don't worry. Or tweet me. We'll talk. Yeah. Okay. Oh man.
Oh, you are a lot of fun.
Thank you so much. Yeah. You are a bright bundle of cuteness and energy, and we definitely enjoy having you. When you have more episodes, please come back. Please come back even if you don't have more episodes.
You'll get them early. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you guys the first episode early. You gotta give me a little time, but I'm gonna give you the first episode early, and then you'll know what it is before you have me back, and then it'll be even more fun.
And if you want to know, I know Candice and I are up for the job. If you need somebody to bounce ideas off of,
we're here.
Tweet them to me. For sure.
Oh.
Thank you. Okay, so the Emmys, guys.
The Emmys. A little bit.
Candice, your show pulls in the top 3.
Yeah, and I was shocked.
Yep.
I ain't gonna lie. I was shocked.
think so was Ron
we
Carlivati.
I think everybody was shocked from, sadly we didn't get to see writing and directing. We didn't see that part of the Emmys. Thanks a lot. But, when the reels were announced, and everybody pretty much was saying, because Young and the Restless had the information for Young and the Restless came last. But when you read with Bold and Days and GH, the talk of the town was GH. Lord knows GH had pulled two emotionally connected storylines and used it as a reel, which, GH, sometimes it's a hit and miss sometimes, Everybody was looking at Days of Our Lives. Everybody was like, before the reels was even announced, everybody was like, Jarlena's Wedding. Lord, that was the best soap ever. Oh, yes. Praise soap Jesus, Days of Our Lives. When it was revealed that Days of Our Lives did not submit to Jarlena stuff, I've never seen social media go off the way that it did. Both, picked, in both defense, they picked the typical soap staple of a who done it storyline. Which wasn't, it was interesting because if you think about the whole year in total, it was all about Bill Spencer. Yes, it was 2018, Bill Spencer year. With Young and the Restless, what they submitted, I think a lot of fans were, kind of shocked and not shocked. I think some people thought that Hillary's death should have been a part of it and not the domestic storyline. For the show, I remember people, including myself, I thought it was going to be a tie. I did, between Young and the Restless and General Hospital. But since Young and the Restless won, there was, a lot of gasp and ahs, but the big shock was seeing Mal Young there.
Yeah, that was the big shock for me.
Because nobody, obviously when you're, the head or anything, but because everybody knows the way everything happened, you would kind of think,
usually,
you kind of sit this one out. But he was there, and just constantly seeing him going up and receiving the award, and then when they won for Best Show. Now, this is where I always say, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, because we all know that there's some actors who kind of said some things about Mr. Young. And to see him up on stage with that cast and, talking about, there was a great mind and stuff like that, and you just can feel like, okay, this must be uncomfortable for everybody. It ain't just the fans, because I was just like, okay, I'm just going to look at certain people's faces just to see if I can read it. But, look, if you base it reels, Young and the Restless had consistency. I'm happy they won, but like I said, I'm still in shock, and that's coming from me. I was like, okay, maybe directing. I was like, directing for sure. Writing, I was like, that show I thought was going to be tied. I really did, but and the fact that they won and no acting awards.
I'm a little torn on the no acting awards because honestly, I'm not upset with any one except one of the acting categories. Writing, I'm floored. I'm definitely. I'm sorry. I'm definitely like, and I think I thought about this a lot, how I wanted to say it tonight, because quite frankly, we got 4 left on network television, and they've got to bring all they have to stay on network television. And after the year the Young and the Restless had, they quickly scrambled to pull back the viewers. So having said it that way, I think this year's Emmys was a very clear indicator of how different the industry versus the fan sentiment and feeling is. In the acting categories, maybe not so much. But as far as the top three, writing, directing, and best show, it went industry, not quality.
Not fan oriented.
Is my personal opinion.
Well, real quick, I'm just going to say this real quick, is that because Days of Our Lives, okay, here's the thing. Last year was Days I like to call their to die moment, where Ron really had a full year at the job.
Last year
showcase
was Luke and Laura year. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was the year Days has never had a year like that before, and I hope they have more. But they've never had a year that consistently talked about, that consistently good. You know, every time Days has a good momentum going, they shoot themselves in the foot.
They sure enough
and this is the first time they really didn't, and they were celebrated highly. My theory on why they submitted what they did and didn't submit the John and Marlena stuff is because I think they were worried about the fan. I don't want to call it backlash, but saying, of course you submitted that. Of course you played on the sentimentality. Da-da-da-da-da. You didn't play all the different story beats that you had all year. You took that one moment. And it backfired for them. That's what they should have done.
See, this is the thing. This is what I'm going to have to kind of like disagree on this, because the thing is that with Days of Our Lives, that Jolena storyline was the umbrella storyline. It featured the ensemble cast, okay? Now, from what is being said on social media, and I've actually saw it, you know, every Days fan was tagging Ron Carvati. They was like, why didn't you submit this? And Ron did say he did do it. And some of us have to remember that at the end of the day, the head writers aren't the ones to choose the reels. It's the executive producers. So there's the theory that Ken Corday was the one who picked the reels, because Frank Valentine also picked the reels, and of course, Mal Young, he had it all. He was the writer, head writer. He could do it. So
but
it's
Candice,
like, okay,
you're not actually disagreeing. That's my exact point.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, no, what I'm saying is that to me, if I was Ken Corday, hi Ken, I like, to me, I understand. Like, I was sitting down last night and I was having one of those moments where I was thinking, okay, if I was Ken Corday, what would I've done? And the whole thing is that I look at this. The Abby DID storyline was talked about a lot, negative and positive. Everybody praised Marcy for her work. You know, she went to the Erica Slazak School of Acting, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that even though that storyline was talked about a lot, it wasn't the big, like, it didn't really honor the history. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I felt as though each show was kind of honoring, I mean, and this is going to sound weird, I know, their own kind of history. With General Hospital's reel of the Nathan's funeral, it wasn't much about Nathan's funeral. It was the fact that we were honoring family, because we saw family at the funeral. We saw tightness. You know, when one falls, everybody comes together. We also, at the nurses' ball, and I know General Hospital fans were up in arms. They was like, oh, again, the nurses' ball. But think about what the story was around that. It was the Alzheimer's. We saw Sonny Corinthos, who, you know, Maurice Bernard was celebrating 25 years being on the show. And here is Sonny Corinthos, monster to it all, coming up there to sing with his father. Family. GH used family as their main thing for the reel. With Ken Corday, I don't know. Trust me, y'all. I don't even know. I don't even know why he did what he did. Why he sabotaged Days like that. Like, I felt as though, and I think
that's why so many Days fans have that backlying fear that because Sony, that they pull strings to bump this and bump that and act this way and act that way. When one show is failing, we'll throw a little shade this way. When one show needs a boost, we'll pull the most dramatic away from that. And more and more.
We don't know what goes on behind the scenes, and you don't know why they were.
We have no clue.
They were soft pedaling and trying to keep they were covering their ass. They want to keep.
All right, so we did the top 3. Let's do the top 2 actor and actress. Any comments, David? You've been really, really quiet. What do you think about actor and actress this year?
Oh my God, I was torn between Maurice and John. Jackie was a surprise. I don't know. I'm happy that GH got Best Actor. It just seemed like a toss-up, and poor Maurice. I was so happy for Maurice that he was so unprepared because he didn't expect to win, and I think that's what got everyone because it was so heartfelt coming from him.
It was a very heartfelt.
He didn't have anything rehearsed.
Yeah. I don't think Jackie was that much of a surprise.
We all knew who won, David. Who was your choice?
Well, I thought John was my choice.
Okay.
Yeah, John was my choice too. I'm not unhappy that Maurice walked away with it. Of course, you knew Maura West was my choice for actress. I'm not unhappy that Jackie, and it's not unexpected. This really was her year. Once we saw what scenes she submitted, she really was up there fighting for it, and well deserved. Well deserved. Candice?
I thought it was going to be between Maurice and Peter Bergman, so I wasn't too surprised with Maurice. And knowing that this storyline is more real to him because of his father, that explained a lot. If you follow Maurice on Instagram, he even explained how he, the first year that he won, how he wasn't involved because of his mental disorder, that he is nervous, his, anxious, he's really uncomfortable. So kind of seeing that on the Daytime Emmys, I felt for him because I'm like, okay, just try to enjoy it, Maurice, and you can tell there was moments. Here's the thing about lead actress, and I'm going to be completely honest with everybody. Yes, I know everybody wanted Maura West to win. Lord knows we all did. But if I'm going to be real for a second, I wasn't surprised that the Academy gave it to New Blood because I kept saying that. I had a feeling that it was going to be New Blood to win that award. It was either going to be Marcy or Jacqueline. And I know a lot of people was laughing about Jacqueline, but here's the thing. We've seen Maura West do what she does. She's Maura freaking West, y'all. I mean, come on. We see Laura Wright
she really
do her
doesn't
thing.
need it.
Right, she doesn't. What she needs is an award named after her. That's what she needs. The Maura West Award. Dun, dun, dun. Like the Maura West Scholarship for acting. I don't know. We see Heather Tom. Look, Heather Tom. Anytime you need lead actress in Bold and Beautiful, Heather Tom is right there. She's that damn good. Marcy. Damn it, I really wish it was a tie. I wish everything was a tie. I thought Marcy was probably going to get it, but with Jacqueline, I mean, say what you want about Steffi Overkill. That girl really has grown up into her craft, and she's grown into a leading actress. Say what you want. Homegirl held it down in 2018. You went on that emotional journey with her, and you've seen it, and so I wasn't mad. I mean, was I shocked that they actually was going to give it to New Blood? Yes. Was I disappointed? No. Because Maura West, Laura Wright, Heather Tom has how many Emmys?
Yeah.
How many? I mean, sometimes you don't even need an Emmy to know that they're damn good.
Heather's got 3. I think Maura's got 3 as well. Laura has 2.
2.
Yeah, all right, so let's go to supporting. And Candice, why don't you take the lead on supporting?
Okay, so okay, I'm just going to do supporting actor first because supporting actors, I need to like really not get into I'm going to get into my feelings. So obviously, if you were better, you know that between Max Gail and Bryton James was the two picks, pretty much. And I was not mad at, because here's the thing, if it was going to come down between those two, it's because, again, the whole key of the nominations was emotional pull, like just pulling at your heart, you know, with these storylines. And the thing is that, you know, Max Gail did his damn thing. You know, he's a recast dream because a lot of people didn't think he could pull it off. And, you know, here he is, Mr. Barney Miller, you know, playing this emotionally charged storyline of a man that hasn't been around for his children. Yes, I'm talking about Courtney too. God rest her soul. And Sonny, and here he comes back with Alzheimer's, and it's like, wow, we're really on this journey with him. And I wasn't mad at it. I really wasn't. I do wish Bryton did win, but that's okay because I know he's probably going to get nominated next year.
And Max won't.
For support.
This was the moment for Max. It was either do or die, now or never.
Yeah, this was pretty much his thank you. Like, you did great work. You held your own against Maurice Bernard. Again, name certain people who can actually do that. Can hold it, hold their own.
Against Maurice Bernard, against the little actress that plays Avery, against Laura Wright, against Maura West.
I mean, here's the thing. His real head, Rebecca Hurt.
From Philly.
Let's talk about that.
I had to throw a joke in there. It wouldn't be me if I
You know what? At this point, I was just like, this is where I actually dropped my bowl of popcorn because I couldn't believe it myself. With supporting actress with Vivienne Watson, a.k.a. Will Smith's mama. So here's the thing. Okay, so there was so much going on when they said her name because I was waiting for them to say, and like somebody else was going up there with her.
I was too.
I think everybody was because
I was waiting for the confetti to start falling because there was so much noise. I was waiting for the confetti to start falling and dancers to come out up on the stage.
You know what? You want to know what the crazy part is that, a year ago she won for guest, right? For guest performer, and now she has supporting. So when she said her speech and said they pay you more when you win Emmys, right? And I felt like, I was like, now if the camera people go to Michelle Morgan after she threw that shade, I'm going to be mad. But the thing is that, you know, as much as, look, when we heard the reels, you know, everybody was trying to remember. I mean, soap fans know what the reels were because we didn't need to rewatch them because we already watched Daytime. Thank you very much. So the stellar performance that she did, during the therapy session, I think a lot of people did underplay that. But it was some damn good material. But when her winning, like she has 2 Emmys, y'all, for this role. And she made history. She's the second African-American woman to win for supporting, the first Debbie Morgan. I love you, Debbie Morgan. Please come back to Daytime. You know what? This was like one of those, like, okay, really? Did this just, like, over Cassie DePaiva, Lindsay Godfrey, Muffin Madison, Michelle Morgan, and Beth Maitland. Like, Will Smith's mama has 2 Emmys. I don't even know what else to say about it. But I checked her out at the CBS Daytime party. I'm just saying. Okay, I ain't starting nothing, but I'm just okay. I'm being nice. Next,
Carolyn. How about you, baby?
No, don't. I know. I'm not even. I'm just gonna leave that alone.
I'm gonna say 2 quick little things. Y'all all knew I wanted Max to win. He won. Thank you. Stop. When she talks about pay, I spit out some soda. On my dog. I spit out some soda. I said, no, she did not. No, she did not.
She shaded daytime, big time.
I'm sorry. I loved Martha. I did. I really loved the scene she submitted. But this was Cassie. This was Cassie's year. The scene she submitted with Brady, I'm sorry. This was her year. I as much as I love GH, no.
It was Cassie.
And again, I was expecting confetti. I really was with the noise in that room. All right. Now we'll bring it to the younger. And this is where I have a problem. But how about you, David? David, you want to take this category first? Younger actor and actress?
Younger actor and actress. Let me see.
Well, with Theo and
Theo.
for dead
Kiki.
Kiki.
Do you love me? Love me.
I was surprised with both of them. I didn't think that Kyler had enough to submit because it was only that part of January.
And they weren't outstanding scenes. They just weren't.
Yeah.
Not compared to what else was submitted. This is the only award of the night that I really was like, then I threw my soda on the dog. He got abused that night. He did. Please
I
don't call
understand
Peter on
that
me.
Ron wrote him pretty well, but there wasn't much for him to submit.
Yeah. Kiki, I'm not surprised.
Even though he was,
upset.
I have to say he was written well, but
it was written well, but it wasn't outstanding material. Not compared to who else submitted. It just wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait till my turn because Lord knows, so Jesus, I'm gonna need you to help me tonight, right now, in this moment. Okay.
Then
we have to go quick. We got 45 minutes.
Roll it, Candice. Roll it.
Okay. So Jesus, I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Here's the thing. For younger actor, look, all I heard was Days of Our Lives, so I got excited and thought Lucas Adams won. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
When I saw Colin get up there, right? I'm like, for what? I was like, I literally said, for what? Like, granted, he's a good actor, but what? Tell me, please, somebody sit me down and say, Candice, here is why he won the same award that Tom Pelfrey, Jonathan Jackson have won in the past. This is what I'm like, really? Because I just remember him sitting in the hospital bed saying goodbye to everybody. Goodbye. I'm going to South Africa. Goodbye. I'm going to love you. Keep me in contact. I'm going to be your uncle. Wow. Dad, I'm sorry. What did he do to be? Look, I would even had took William Lipton over this because I just personally, I was offended. I'm sorry, Days fans. I love y'all. Y'all know that. I love the actor who plays Theo, but to me, no. Now for younger
Lucas.
actors.
But he's been gone. And he's been gone for a better part of the year.
He's been gone. I mean, look, here's my thing. All right, Young and the Restless fans was all up in arms that Zach, a.k.a. Fenmore, got nominated for his beginning, 4 episodes, right? So I'm going to reverse that because that's how I felt as a Days fan. I'm like, wait a minute. Y'all submitted the last 2 episodes that he was in, and most of the time it was, I'm sorry, can you forgive me? It was more Casey Mustard. You know what? He's an Emmy Award winner now. Award winner now. We can't shade him because obviously people made the right decision. And who knows? Ron Carver might be bringing him back. You never know because he's an Emmy Award winner, the only Days of Our Lives actor to win that night. So go ahead, Days, rock on with the free world because now I got something to say about the younger actors category.
Well, let's stay in the Days. Stay in the Days vein and recap the last 2 weeks real quick. Carolyn, this your baby, honey. What you got to say about the last 2 weeks of Days?
Oh, does anyone know about the baby Holly? Is she really dead?
No, she's not.
Spoiler alert.
I hope not. Really? Well then I'm really.
We found out today that Xander, that Xander sold her to someone. We don't know who. And he don't care. It was a corpse. Both of them were corpses that were placed in the van. And the driver had gotten out and basically caused the explosion. So this storyline is going to go on for a while.
I've seen this storyline before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud? I'm so sorry.
Okay, y'all all know that I have my vision issues.
Went off the wagon.
So I have one quick question. Yeah. Who came in and clinked glasses with Maggie because I couldn't get my TV to go back so I could use my little magnifier. Who came in and clinked glasses with Maggie when she was drinking?
Wasn't it?
Oh, she didn't. Wait.
Yesterday. Yeah. We first saw her open the bottle,
put it down.
and then the next scene, someone came in and toasted with her.
Yeah, I thought she threw it down too. That she wasn't going to drink.
She was drink. Yeah, she
threw it down.
Was kind of. No.
That's what it was. Oh, she threw it down. Okay.
She put it down. No, she put it down. She poured it back in the bottle.
Okay.
Her sobriety is too important.
I think she might have just had flashbacks or whatever.
She's going off the wagon.
That's what I heard too.
Really? Well, she poured it back in the bottle today or yesterday, and she walked out of the room. So,
and if she don't use that bottle in Club Victor, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, that's coming. That's coming.
She needs to beat Victor. No slap in the face. She needs to beat him with the bottle. Or another hard object. Yeah. No. Cold. When he said, I'm going to stay for a drink to his how many years sober wife who just lost her granddaughter,
yeah,
I wanted to jump through the television screen and eat his face off.
That's what good actors do.
Yeah.
Make
you angry.
Do that.
He made me angry. Yes, he did.
Yes.
Other highlights? I just have to say it again this week.
How do you guys like Jack? Are you waiting for him to get his memory back?
Oh, at this point, I'm just on the edge of I don't care anymore. I'm not quite
I'm already there.
But I'm sitting on the cliff and my chair is going back and forth and I'm about to fall over into I don't care anymore.
I'm on the bungee board. I'm on the branch on the bungee. I'm being held by the bungee on the branch. That's how I'm right now. I'm just like let me go.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask both. I'm gonna ask all three of you this question.
What about
all right, go ahead.
That whole storyline has beyond pissed me off to the point where I don't care anymore. It's unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
It's stupid. I don't care anymore. I'm gonna jump into more.
Did you see her walk in today? And she said, "Oh, and then did Xander just fly out the window and Soap says to Ted, well, what are you doing here?" And he came up with some other cockamamie story. I said, "Oh, this is too much."
Okay.
And
remember a couple of months ago when we was talking about Taylor on B&B? Whatever water she was drinking, she sent to Salem, and now Hope's been drinking that water. Because I don't know who this Hope is. She is not this. I mean, she was married to, about to marry, whatever, the father of the psycho who raped her daughter, who turned out to be psycho himself. After all,
I miss you, Aiden.
If she can't see what's going on, somebody is messing with her water bottles. That's all I got.
Or she's got cataracts.
Oh. Cataracts. She's blind as Stevie Wonder.
Hey, watch it. Watch it. I have one.
All right, no
offense, Carolyn.
Serious question, guys. Are they going to use the potential with Claire coming off the rails? Is it going to be a full-on train wreck that's glorious, or is it just going to drop over the side of the mountain and we're going to get one little tiny puff?
I think she's going to go off to Africa now to meet up with you.
Candice, what do you think?
I mean, I would love for her to go out the blaze of glory. I will, but I'm starting to lose. Oh, I know I'm going to get a lot of heat for this. I'm starting to kind of lose faith in Days right now for them to do something.
Too. That's why I'm asking this question.
Yeah, because I feel as though, like, they got us all hyped up. Like, Homegirl, like, she has officially become crazy, and I love it. I love it. But the end game, I don't see it being explosive. I just see it being like, okay, I'm going. Bye. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
We know Lucas is leaving the canvas. We know, unfortunately, Trip will be gone.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I would absolutely love to see a double homicide. Just have one. Yeah.
And Trip is another one.
Does it feel to you guys that maybe? Does it feel to you guys that maybe she's planning to get rid of her?
She's plotting, but it's going to backfire. That's how I feel about it. I mean, I would love to see an end result. I really love it. But I just have a feeling it's not going to be a satisfying, situation for the fans.
It's going to be
Yeah. Now, let me ask this question. I have this question, and it's been burnt. I tweeted it out today, actually. I said something about it. Do we really think this is Nicole?
Oh, well, that's rumored. Oh, yeah, it's not. No, it's not. This isn't Nicole. This is not. There's going to be a twist. There's going to be a twist.
Ryan,
there's some pictures.
Listen to me. Ron, we see. Ron, look, I know you listen to the show. I know you watch us on Twitter. I know it. Ron Clark, my Doctor Who boy. We see eye to eye too. Look, if this twist is what some fans and myself are thinking, go full steam ahead with it. This would be so juicy that it's like, oh my God, this would be epic.
That's why. Yeah, she doesn't want to show her body. So
right.
Who was it? With Eric? Which one on the show would know that it was the real Nicole?
Right, but see, here's the thing. I was thinking. I was like, okay, you have Brady, you have Eric, you can have oh my God, that would be hot as hell. Oh no, but I'm just saying, like, this twist would be so good, especially if Days. Look, we'll forgive you for not, submitting the whole Jarlena thing. We'll forgive you for not writing Stefan and Gabby the right way when Tyler Christopher was there. We'll forgive you for some of the lacking of the light and the music if you do this story justice. Look, Ron, you graduated from the Agnes Nixon School. Yeah, if you pull this off without any hiccups, because you graduated from the school. I told everybody you was the last graduate of the Agnes Nixon School for Writing. So, you know what to do. You know how to play the beats. You're already up to Christmas over in Days. By the way, that's ridiculous that y'all filming close to Christmas now. It's not even July 4th, but that's another time for another topic. Do the story justice, because I can see oh my God, I can feel it. I can see the phoenix rising. The phoenix rising. Phoenix.
You notice with Nicole, she's so sweet and nice, and she's really been playing with Eric the last couple of days, and he's oh, this is great. And then she turns around today. She whispered in his ear. She said, no. She forgives Cleo, but I blame you. And it's like, oh, poor Eric.
That's
he's
not
just
her.
enough. No. There's no consistency with her. So it's a split personality.
Well, she has been gone for a while and under surgeries, and we all know, Dr. Roth might not be dead and been playing with her brain too. So it might not be Nicole that we know.
She was in the fire. Yeah, she was in the fire. There was a fire there. She might have been burned. And
she might be brainwashed. Before we leave Salem, can I just say one more time to Sharon and the team? Enough with the flashbacks. Seriously, you flashing me back on something that I just watched yesterday. The whole scene, not even the key point of the scene. You gave me the whole damn scene of what I just watched yesterday. You wasted 4.5 minutes of my life. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, we have to move right along. We don't have much time.
All right. L.A. David, give us the fine points of what's going on in L.A.
Sally left because she found out she knew what Thomas was doing and didn't tell Wyatt, and Quinn couldn't be happier that she's gone. Because now Quinn is already endorsing Flo.
Some in the water. Caleb been sharing the water with Thomas too because it did. Wow.
They're passing that holy water around.
Jackie Mack cannot come back quick enough. Honestly, as far as I'm concerned, nothing happened in L.A.
23rd.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, nothing real interesting happens in L.A., Candice? What about you? Anything interesting happen in L.A., or can we move on to General City?
There is something interesting that's happening over there that I kind of am enjoying, but I'm kind of creeped out. I don't like how Thomas is acting like Hope is the greatest love of his life. Okay. But I must say, I'm kind of now getting a little intrigued that Thomas is taking after his crazy mama. I don't know what it is. It's kind of Lifetime-ish, like Lifetime movie-ish. But I'm kind of intrigued of how they're doing Thomas. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but if it gives Thomas some layers, some depth, instead of being Thomas, then I'm okay. But I just don't want him to go too far,
Yeah. So are we going to layer this back to when him and Brooke ate the berries? Is this where the craziness came from?
We're not going back that much. We like to tend to forget about that.
Let's not do that again.
we want to tend to forget about that. But I do like how some fans, this tells you how some fans don't, like the how many years some fans, because Rich had made a comment saying when Thomas and Hope were almost engaged and almost married, and fans were like, no, they were not. And somebody pulled up a clip, sure enough, of Thomas proposing to Hope. This was around when Steffi and Bill was trying to bust Hope and who was it, Oliver, or maybe it was Liam at the time. I lost track.
It was Liam.
But I'm like, yeah, it was Liam. Well, of course it was. It was only between the two guys. So I'm kind of intrigued to see where they take Thomas, if they're going to really take him off the deep end, or they're just going to give him enough, because Liam does need some kind of, person to go against. We've always had Hope versus Steffi, Brooke versus Taylor. So maybe Liam and Thomas, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. That's all.
Yeah, anything with Liam, because honestly, he hasn't been as interesting as he was when he had no memory of who he was. He was more interesting when he didn't know who he was than he has been.
And he still hasn't gone to the hospital yet to check that out.
I know.
All right. Genoa City.
Showing that he's got a little balls today.
A little bit,
I'm so proud of him. He did. I was proud of him. Go ahead, Liam. You stick up for your rights and your woman. Yeah, that's all I got. Oh, you said GC?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, so basically the
bye
GC
bye, baby,
still
1 and 2. Bye-bye. Go ahead.
Stop it. So basically everybody's still recovering from the shocking death of Neil Winters. Oh my God, those were some damn good episodes. Devon is moving forward with his life, but he's kind of having some trouble. It's an everyday thing. You go out with a new girl, everybody in town is looking at you. While you're looking at this beautiful woman and everything, you all of a sudden see your dead wife. This stuff. It's just you
like that
never.
Little color. That's good.
Yeah, sometimes it's it's the best triangle going right now. Is it Devon and Healy, Devon and Lane? Where do you draw the line at? I'm just saying, 11 versus Devon. Where you go? So you got that going on. Then somebody, I don't know who is messing with Mariah. And I don't get it.
You think it's Anna?
I think it's Anna.
You know what? Okay, here's the thing. I'm kind of hoping it's not. Because it would be, in a way, it would be too obvious.
Predictable, yeah.
I mean, I know that down the line, I know there's been rumors of the triangle with them, that, Tessa, Mariah, Anna. But it would be too, personally, I don't think they should throw her under the bus like that. I mean, because you don't have any kind of things to make her sound stalkish, or possessive or obsessive. I just don't see that being her. Josh, I hope y'all don't put her under that bus. Like, don't do that don't, because I like her.
No.
Lauren is a great actress, and I think she really has come into her own. So we got that because, Tessa's getting back into the swing of things for her singing. Y'all thought Tessa was going to forget.
An extended world tour. A world tour.
No!
Yes.
No, but here's the thing. Tessa is kind of like she wants to get out there, but because she had that little trouble past, the whole thing, about blackmail and stuff. And it said, she should have a total makeover, but Mariah is like, she's kind of like, well, why can't she be herself? And so you see Anna and Mariah kind of come to blows a little bit. It's like, okay, what's the best for Tessa? Like, so I think that's interesting. What do you guys think about that?
I like the sparkage between Anna and Mariah much more than I do between Anna and Tessa. Okay, I said it all 2 minutes ago. Send her on a world concert tour, and let's check back in with her in a year and see if we like her any better. That's me personally. David, you want to answer? Because then I have a very important thing I want to say about The Young and the Restless.
Well, I have a question for you. Are you saying that you'd like to see Anna with Mariah instead of Tessa? Is that what?
Yep, I like that sparks better.
Okay. I
Okay.
want to see them play this out with Young and the Restless.
All right.
Okay. I want to see them actually play this storyline out.
There is something very important that I want to say right now to the fans of The Young and the Restless, because I am very, very disheartened. I am very upset about the fans online that are bashing the Tracy Kane play. We finally got Beth back on canvas, first off. Second of all, there is absolutely no reason why she could not only land, but reform and rebuild a man like Kane. There is no reason whatsoever why they could not work as a couple. And if y'all people don't stop bashing, I'm going to start showing up on and knocking on doors. Leave my girl alone.
Oh, I know.
And leave that storyline alone, because they're cute, the chemistry is great, and if she could do it with Brad, Carlton, she can most definitely do it with Kane Ashby, whatever his name is.
I mean, here's the thing. And
it doesn't have to be a love interest type of thing either.
Right. It just could be a mutual respect. I mean, here's the thing. Look, all right, Young and the Restless, let me reintroduce you to Josh Griffin. Josh Griffin was on this show called One Life to Live, right? All right. So there was these two characters named Marcy and Al. Marcy was hopeless romantic. She was very brash. She was very sassy, and she loved writing books, and she had a wild imagination as well. Al was that guy, that good-looking guy that, died, came back into another form of body, stuff like that. You know how it goes on. So. Anyway, the fact is that at first Josh Griffin was not going to write for them as a romantic couple, but, viewers enjoy them. Here's the thing. We're now in 2019, right? All right. Why not? Why not? And look, Lily and Kane fans, I love Lily and Kane too, but I called them out, like I said. For Tracy, Tracy has been the heart and soul of Young and the Restless. Here's the thing. Yeah, I know Catherine, but here's the thing. Tracy's been that hopeless romantic that we can feel for. We are Tracy. Each and every one of us is Tracy Abbott, okay? And the fact is that I'm actually enjoying the storyline because we forget Tracy does have a connection to Kane and Lily, but mostly Kane, because Lily ain't there, But, I would be okay with
twins.
Yeah, to the twins. I wouldn't be against a romantic situation. I like the friendship. I love the restart, I should say, because this is Josh in a way, saying, sometimes you got to put the past behind you and start again. And when you start again, you never know what new relationships and friendships you'll build. Mm-hmm. That's what's going on right now. So I'm not mad. So, yeah, I agree. Like, fans, y'all need to sit down somewhere.
Yeah.
And y'all know I'll call y'all
at least give it a
social
chance.
media.
It might not turn into anything, but I hope it does. I really do.
I mean, you know what? These are the same people that probably said the same thing about about Donna Love and Matt Crane on Another World.
Mm-hmm. Todd and Blair, back in the day.
No, or Dorian and Joey.
Yes, very good, very good.
Casey and Emily on After All Turns. I'm just stating facts.
Casey and Emily. Yep. Oh.
Mhm. I got receipts too. Yeah.
Mm.
But and then real quick, Young and Restless, the messiest triangle. Summer, Kyle, Lola. Kyle finally got something for both of the women.
Yep. Bum.
Chicka wow wow. What do y'all think? Like, honestly, because this is one of the top stories that is happening on Young and the Restless, right? So what do y'all think about these three characters and this triangle that's causing such a friends on social media? Your thoughts?
I have to talk.
Take the lead.
Go ahead.
He's young. He grew up very well off. He's gorgeous. So he's going to play both sides of the beat. If that was a real life scenario, he'd have two other girls, for Friday and Saturday night at 3:00 in the morning after he drops Lola off on Friday and Summer off on Saturday. But since it's soap opera, we have to tone it down just a bit. But absolutely, that Lola gave it up to him does not shock me. Does not offend me. This is yes. It's fire. It's fire. It's wonderful. I want more. David, because we know Candice wants to say.
Young.
So David, you go, baby.
They're young. They're restless. They're trying to capture that age group to get that age group watching again if they aren't already. He's playing both ends against the middle, probably literally, if not figuratively, if not literally, and it's hot.
I would not be upset if he decided to play both ends in the same bed, and somehow they made it work. The summer of Chico. Right. I mean, soaps have been tackling everything. We've got cults. We've got, racial profiling. We've got immigration. Why not play with adventurous sex? I mean, you don't have to show us actually things going in and out, but, we could show them stumbling in the room and then waking up in the morning with, strategically placed sheets.
I mean, Young and Restless did kind of hit at that, like, what was it, 2 years ago when Billy, Chelsea, Phyllis, and Nick all went to Vegas and they all was like kind of discombobulated, made us think they all had a foursome or something. But I mean, look, this is the thing that's like, I mean, there's some other things that's happening on Young and the Restless, but as far as the tongues wagging, this is the storyline, obviously, because this is the next generation, you know, and there's a lot of comparisons and whatnot, but the acting and the dialogue has been on point, because here's the thing, Lola is the lost innocent girl in this trio, because like I said before in the beginning of the show, Kyle is an Abbott. We know his family history. Summer is a Newman.
And don't forget who his mama is.
Right. The one, the only, Diane Jenkins, played by Wendy Bird. Well, I mean, Mara was on there, okay, but she brought it there too. Okay. But the thing is that you got Summer Newman, daughter of Phyllis and Nick. Grandfather is Victor Newman. I don't even have to say, and if anything, Summer can go off the hinges, okay? And the thing is that we all, Young and the Restless fans, have seen Summer and Kyle grow up together. They were friends. Yeah. She, you know, had a peanut butter allergy. He had his, you know, my daddy is a pill popper. You know, we've seen their connection. And like I said, Lola is the lost innocent girl in all of this. But it's interesting to see Kyle, how he switches up. One moment he says he's not going to do this, and the next he's doing that. We still see that he has a connection to Summer. He cares. But yes, he truly cared for Lola to marry Summer. But it's so messy that it's like, damn, Young and the Restless, keep it up, because you don't know what the end game is. You don't know if Summer and Kyle are going to stay together. You don't know if it's Kyle and Lola. Now we got this hottie Theo coming into play. We don't know if somebody's going to get knocked up. We don't know. But this is a joyful ride, and we haven't had something so messy in a very long time.
All right, 2 quick points before we have to leave Genoa City. The end of Gina Tognoni's run as Phyllis. Any comments, guys? Go ahead, Candice.
I will miss her, Phyllis.
I'm going to miss you, Gigi. Gigi, I'm going to miss you, girl. You did your thing. You proved to a lot of people, even though I didn't need to be convinced, but you proved to a lot of people why they hired you for this role. You brought your A game. You got an Emmy out of this. You had chemistry.
You won an Emmy for it, exactly.
You did your thing. You won fans over. You had fans who followed you from One Life to Gone Life to here. I can't wait to see what else you do, girl. Oh, and between that, Venice, too, because she was on Venice the series. I can't wait to see what else you do. I have mixed feelings about it, but I know that you conquered and you conquested Young and the Restless. And for that, I can't be mad. You did your damn thing, girl. You did it.
Candice said everything as far as your performance is concerned. I'd like to take it one step further and say you were, without a doubt, a class act in every moment since the news broke, when the news broke, and every moment since. Class act. I love you. I love you. I love you. I can't wait to see what you do as well. Adam and Chelsea are on the way back. I'm not liking the way it's being set up, but I'm along for the ride.
This is what I get for putting my foot in my mouth, because here's the thing. I kept saying to a lot of people, I was like, why should they bring back Adam? The only thing they're going to do is say that he, probably had his I actually said it. I said he's probably going to have memory loss, or he's going to have plastic surgery or something, because we've been told many times, and it's like, it's going to be the same story. Again, of course you would have to bring back Chelsea, obviously, because somehow, some way, I bet any amount of money, they're going to say Chelsea knew he faked his death or he faked something. There's no doubt. Then you got Greg
Chelsea was receiving those letters and the phone calls. So,
right.
I mean, that was written in for it.
Right. So then you have the fact that Greg Rickhart is coming back as Kevin. gee, there's one person left to come back to Young and the Restless, and if you follow her Instagram, it kind of feels like she is coming back. And that's Elizabeth Henderson and Chloe. Well, I'm just saying, that's why I said it like that. I mean, it's not official, but if you go by her Instagram, it sounds like, it could be coming back. Right. It sounds like it's just no official word yet, but I'm okay. Real quick. I'm feeling mixed because now they're going to play it that Adam and Sharon was everything. Like, I know that Adam and Sharon was a thing. I know. But there's some dialogue this past week that Sharon was saying, if it wasn't for Adam, I wouldn't have become the woman that. And I'm like, whoa, wait, what? Like, okay, Josh,
I'm going to disagree with you there because when Adam and Sharon were, it was epic. It was epic,
but it wasn't but the way they're making it is like they're doing with Thomas and Hope. Like, Adam was the greatest thing to Sharon since sliced bread.
Adam understood her crazy, and she understood his crazy when no one else did in their lives before. That's the beat they're playing.
Okay.
Yeah, even though technically she wasn't crazy yet, she was still Loopy Sharon. So the beat they're playing now is, and they stayed friends. So it definitely is rooted in something solid. A hell of a lot more than Thomas and Hope. But we've got to do General Hospital. We've only got 9 minutes left.
Yep.
Oh, this is going to be the easiest 9 minutes ever. Oh,
go ahead, Candice. You on fire tonight, girl.
Okay, ABC, seriously, y'all need to do something at General Hospital behind closed doors because this is getting ridiculous. If y'all y'all won the acting award, so that should tell you something. It's not the actors, it's behind the scenes. Look, today on a very special episode of General Hospital, there was a scene that I was like, before the show started, I was like, I can't. So you got Sam, right? Sam is, still a part of the cult. Why is she still in there? I don't know. Christina's been deprogrammed. I don't get it. I don't understand myself. Well, fans already think that Sam is kind of falling for Charlotte. I mean, he is a good-looking guy, but damn. So in order to kind of get into his sight, she has to really go low. And I don't mean like go low. I mean, she actually might have to go low underneath him, right? She tells Jason, right. She tells Jason, I want you to film Shiloh and me making love. Excuse me? This is the same look, you know what? This is the same woman who a couple of years ago was attacked by Franco, right? And not only that, but this is why, like, seriously, GH, y'all need to do something because I don't recognize Sam anymore. I don't know who this is. I don't get it. I don't understand why we're still doing this storyline. Y'all made this cult storyline. It was so epic when it first came out, and now it's just like, are you serious? Are you really kidding me at this point? Like, I don't understand anymore what is going on with GH behind closed doors. Frank, I understand, honey. Budget. I get it. But ABC, y'all need to do something before it's too late. The ratings have told the story for almost 3 months now. Yeah. You need to do something. The fans are complaining. And I don't mean like, oh, it's the best thing. Oh, my God. Even J. Sam fans. Now, look. When you officially kind of tick off the J. Sam fans, you know that you did something wrong. I'm sorry, this storyline, and the Oscar storyline, real quick, I know a lot of people was having #Oscar is that, but the real line is that, yes, a child died. We know that, fans. We get it, so people don't come after us. But it still seemed out of place to me because I see what they were trying to do, and I applaud the acting. Again, notice it's the acting, right? Okay. But I just didn't feel the connection. Yeah, next year, don't be surprised if you see Garrison, Billy Miller, Tamara Braun, Eden McCoy in the acting category. Eden McCoy. I mean, I don't think anybody can deny the acting. It's just the way that they told the story as far as connecting this character to an iconic family and then killing off another iconic member of that family. it was too much going on, and you can't compare Oscar to Stone.
No, you cannot.
No, you can't.
No, you cannot.
Needed more time.
And Edward never had always wore that hat. I mean, he did wear that hat, but he didn't always wear that hat. Okay. Sorry.
And General Hospital, y'all promised us with the revelation of all the other patients and the storyline behind the patients that it was going to be an umbrella story and it was going to be an interesting ride and so on. And all we have gotten out of it is the once great, wonderful, who I will never truly bash, super spy Anna Devane spends weeks back and forth about her. Could it not be the mother of my daughter? Blah, 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 blah. When she spends almost 30 years not remembering that she gave birth to the boy that showed up as Faison, her ultimate enemy, the only man who's ever scared her child, but it didn't occur to her that the memory that was implanted was that.
Only Robert had come and said, when Robert said, are you sure, like, you're questioning, like, it was just like, for that moment, I felt like Kate Hall, I know it was either you or Shelley that wrote that line for Robert to say that y'all got that off of Twitter. Y'all probably got it from me. The fact that everybody, like, all the fans, look, if you haven't been watching General Hospital for over 30 years, you've only been watching 10 years, you know damn good well that Robin is Anna's daughter. But that's it, point blank. For them to go ahead and even question that was a slap in the face to longtime viewers, because I feel as though with this storyline of you wasted too much time trying to have Peter be Anna's kid. Look, we all know darn well that Peter was Alice. We said it on the show. We was like, it has to be, because there's no way in God's green earth that Anna gave birth to a child and would, leave that child, Like, I know, like, this is not Luke. This is not Holly. This isn't Robert, okay? This is somebody who actually loves her children, her child. Let me correct myself. Child, okay?
Let me just reintroduce Leora, okay?
What?
Right?
Okay? Wait a minute. Hold up. Anthony, here's how they could have. Y'all see, GHC, we're going to help you out. Frank, Charlie, all y'all. Y'all could have actually put a twist on that. Instead of saying that it was a boy, y'all could have had one of these girls, Willow, Shiloh, be, quote-unquote, the dead baby. It's a soap opera. David Hayworth was a part of it. Y'all could have said that David took the baby, y'all thought the baby died or the egg or something, put it in another woman, and they gave birth to this woman and whatnot. You could have done that storyline. You could have actually done that. I would have actually been okay with that.
The thing that galls me, Candice, is she has lost two children. She lost Leora, and she lost the baby in the elevator shaft. And not once did that trigger the memory of the baby that she gave away. Come on, GH. Come on. This is not Chris's work. I know this is not Chris's work. This is not Chris's work. No. No.
Yeah, probably.
And Drew, if they do not figure out a placement for Drew, they have him interacting with everybody, and it is the most boring CRAP ever.
Anthony, wait a minute, hold up. Wait a minute, before you even tell you about placement, you want to know where Drew's placement could be? I'm going to tell you right now, his memory. How can we get his memory back? Because now we're going on, season 4? Season 3, 4?
Oh, we got to say goodbye, guys.
Memory?
We're going to go off automatically.
60 seconds.
GH2
Keep watching, guys. Tweet us.
Love you.
Thanks, Carolina.
Broken in love.
Yep.
Good night, everybody.
Have a great weekend.